It's quite insane. But here it is, Pierce picking Sir Roland, like you said. Not a Koji main, indeed a Roland main. And here he comes with the lance and the sword. Trying to prove a
So
point.
here we go.
A dive kick comes in from physeK. Ooh, physeK tosses the bomb aside. It gets punished by a lance there. Goes for a dive kick of himself. He hasn't really gone for many attacks with the weapon and gets the hammer in hand. Pierce goes for that weapon toss.
Some really solid weapon throw usage by PXPierce right now. He's using his lance's huge hitbox to get a lot of free stuff, like right there. He doesn't find the follow-up that time, but he has been for other moves, like right there.
Right, weapon toss and recovery.
Really
whether it's a neutral light, neutral air, recovery, something like that, goes for it again. And honestly, with as much as physeK is jumping above him, but still tosses the mine and actually gets sidelighted into his own mine as it falls onto the ground. physeK tries to punish. Bomb lands onto the ground, but all of that lead that PXPierce was able to get with that lance throw game was immediately lost after that sidelight into the bomb. physeK goes for an end state with the hammer, hits him with the cider, puts him into the red, and physeK looking to end the stock, goes for the recovery. Pierce tosses his lance low, gets hit by another cider, lance goes into the air, forces his dodge out. physeK has the opportunity to punish here, but doesn't go for anything, doesn't even go for a ground pound, and Pierce makes it back onto the stage. Sidelight comes out.
Yeah, physeK has said it himself on stream. He really needs to work on edge guarding. He's like really good in the neutral game, but he just doesn't go for those edge guards. Like even in a big tournament like this, he prefers to just go for the Wilson approach, I'd like to call it, where he just stays and waits for a get up and goes for some sort of simple move when they try to get back on stage, which isn't really optimal. Wow, the physeK actually pokes his eye out, takes the win.
Yeah, barely clips on the physeK. The physeK having such a long reach on the second hitbox. Still very punishing if they're not on the ground, but the bomb goes straight through Pierce's face, and wow, that lance actually led into a crazy unarmed string that put a lot of damage on the physeK there. Weapon toss goes down again, but physeK is to end the stock quickly. Otherwise, Pierce is just going to keep tossing that lance up, stopping whatever physeK's trying to do, and honestly continue rolling with this lead. Like physeK finally finds a cider, but Roland's defense is so high. That's like
continue Roland with this.
Oh, jeez. Fourth cider that lands with that hammer, and it still has not killed PXPierce. PXPierce throws out another physeK, holds onto the sword. Sidelight comes out, and physeK's nearing kill percent. physeK comes out once again, just trying to get the same kill as he did before, and he's not getting punished for it. physeK isn't punishing Pierce for anything that he's throwing out that has any leg, and goes for a slide charge physeK. Still not dead.
And the physeK will finish physeK off. He takes the 2-stock lead. And you know, another thing that I didn't mention with the... he dies to a bomb. Okay. But another thing I didn't mention with the lance is a lot of people will talk about how the lance has a lot of difficulty under and above it, specifically above it. It just doesn't really have moves that covers that, right? But you can throw that massive hitbox up and down, and it covers that place that isn't normally covered. So if you play against people who have like a standard way of playing against lance and you up throw, they suddenly don't know how to punish you anymore, and it becomes insanely frustrating to get anywhere against the lance when they're doing stuff like that. And that's, oh my goodness.
Pierce showing off these side sigs as physeK just doesn't really know how to punch them. It looked like I almost caught him inside that hitbox. Goes for the ground pound. physeK follows him down, but he recovers through the center of the stage. Pierce holds onto the sword, tries to go for something, but the downer actually connects, and physeK is looking near kill percent on his last stock. Still gets that cider, and physeK, if he can end the stock rather quickly, he has the ability to come back with the likes of the guitars. The down air comes out, throws the guitars away, he wants to hold on to the hammer against Pierce's sword, and physeK trying to do something.
Holding on to the hammer, but he throws it away for his guitars. He needs to find a kill, and he needs to find it quickly, because he's already in kill percent. A physeK will finish him off, and he needs to not run into that. Good job. Finds a punish too. He's playing really smart right now. He's doing exactly what he needs to make this comeback, but it is still such a large uphill battle. He's gonna have to play so flawlessly. That weapon throw almost connecting into a recovery.
Weapon toss comes up. Both players see each other with the weapons, but Pierce goes for that side sig. That's the third side sig kill. No, physeK out of a dodge, out of jumps, goes low, but he actually makes it back. Goes for a downer to end physeK's stock, but those side sigs are just dominating. physeK actually gets the downer, and that kills him off the bottom. Pierce trying to end that stock a little too quickly.
So much damage though. Like a sword slider has the potential to kill right now.
Sentinel's defense is a little high, not as high as Roland's, but he definitely could do it. Side stick comes out again, and physeK's actually able to punish. Weapon toss in the neutral light comes out, puts him into yellow. He's got a long way to go before he can kill Roland, but this is the first way to do it. Weapon tosses, avoid the side sigs. physeK doing as much damage as possible. Side light actually has quite a bit of knockback right now. physeK recovers low. Ooh, ground pound comes out, and the mine is on the center of the stage. Pierce tosses the lance into the mine. physeK dodges behind him, tries to get a weapon, gets the hammer. Weapon toss misses out from Pierce, and both players aren't really landing anything, but physeK's holding onto the stock.
Gosh, they're like right next to each other. So close to finding moves, but they don't.
physeK gets that sidelight, tosses the guitars away. Ooh, gets hit by the sidelight, but...
Oh, he could have recovered, but he finds that recovery instead.
Yeah. Weapon toss comes out, doesn't even connect, and physeK gets hit by a raw recovery from Pierce, and Pierce takes game 1 over physeK Sentinel with a Sir Roland living up to the fact that he may not really be a Koji main.
I'm sorry I doubted you. Good Aiden Pierce, sir.
Orange B officially apologizing on stream. You've done it, Pierce.
Yeah, Wilson versus Remorse will be streamed. All the quarters, all the winners games from now on are getting streamed. And then I think we just do losers finals, right?
Losers quarters up to finals. We're gonna stream about 4.
Loser quarters? Are you sure it's not loser semis?
Yeah, it's losers quarters. Because losers semis is like the game before. It's weird. I can explain it afterwards. Anyways, we're going into the match. Right. Weapon toss goes in Pierce's face. Ooh, signatures towards that bomb. It's kind of dangerous. The bomb explodes. physeK holds on to the spike ball and gets punished on that landing with a side sig. You know, as much as it seems as though Pierce is throwing out these side sigs, they're actually really well placed and hard to punish. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, they're it comes out actually rather fast. A lot of people don't realize it only has like 20 startup frames or so. It's one of the faster signatures to start up.
Ooh, goes for that read on that.
It covers such a huge area.
Yeah.
That like it's so good for dodging.
Like right there, where Pierce was punished, if he was reversing his side sig and if physeK dodged through him, he would have gotten both hits from that side sig and taken an incredible amount of damage. physeK, however, is doing a lot better in this match of being able to hold on to his lead. Not getting hit by any of these side sig reads, gets him with the hammer. Goes over the down air and gets punished by that side light into a weapon toss, but the weapon toss doesn't actually connect. It connects on the way down, but a side air comes out from physeK, and physeK is looking to take Pierce near kill percent. Pierce is doing such a great job with this lance, though. He's just throwing the weapon up and down.
Oh my.
Wow. That nearly killed.
He almost got blown up by both the bomb and the mine, but luckily they blew each other up before he managed to get there. Aiden should be dead right now, and the dare will finish him off instead. But what we're seeing happen is that Aiden is hitting a lot of these weapon throws again, but weapon throws don't do damage on their own. They do like at most 8 damage, and even then, it's highly unlikely you're getting that much. Aiden's not managing to follow up to like any of his weapon throws that he hits.
No, instead he's just actually using signatures that are getting punished. physeK's actually kind of adopting Aiden's playstyle in a sense, using that hammer to be able to toss it into his face. And even though he's just getting raw hits, he's not getting punished, and sometimes it leads into a combo that puts him closer and closer towards the orange. Guitars are thrown away, goes in for the scoop with the hammer, gets the second one, and Aiden tosses his lance down, but I think physeK's realized that when Aiden throws his weapon, he's only throwing it directly above or below him. He's not throwing it at an angle. He's not doing what LZ was doing with his spear. He's not throwing it to the side to risk losing it. So he's kind of actually playing around that and getting a lot of punishes in on Pierce's Sir Roland.
Pierce just going with the physeK style, stand still, do nothing, bait them into him, and it ends up working out. Almost kills, but not quite. I mean, Aiden really needs to get the kill like right away. He's really close to it, still doesn't have it. This might be it.
Down air comes out, weapons are being tossed all over. physeK down airs just to be able to get past that onslaught of lance and swords, and that ground pound comes up, but still doesn't actually kill Sentinel. And Sentinel's looking to take another stock. That's the side sig. That's not it, Sir Roland.
Side sig doesn't quite kill yet.
But that guitar throw is great. Forces him to go up, but that weapon toss and recovery will do it. Pierce makes it back onto the stage.
Aiden is in deep red. He is so ready to die.
I'm very surprised that Sentinel side sig did not kill, seeing how great of a read that was. But still, physeK has the opportunity to come back in.
Yeah, Aiden Pierce looking for some nairs. physeK is just playing his patient game. Doing a really good job. That finds a side sig in that... Oh, you know what? It shouldn't have killed. Aiden Pierce should have just dodged in and he would have survived. You saw he started up his side air animation, but because side air has startup frames, it takes a few frames before you actually cancel your momentum back. If he had dodged, he would have survived. Oh, that's got to be heartbreaking.
He probably doesn't even realize it, to be honest. And physeK.
Well, you can hear.
Oh,
like,
that's true.
Lance Cider, it's very loud when it starts up, so he knows it started up.
Recovery comes in from physeK. physeK trying to do as much damage to the stock lead. Sidestick connects and puts him near the red. Ooh, goes for that slide charge sidestick again.
Okay.
I'd love to see a oh no.
physeK killed himself. No.
The LDZ coming in. I don't even like to call it a Z anymore. I think calling it the LDZ is much more fun. No.
Yeah, Z hasn't even played this game
Z.
in like 2 months.
So either way, physeK makes it even quite quickly, and Pierce has probably gotten a surge of motivation after seeing that SD saying this went from a match that was going to be an uphill battle to an even game, and Pierce gets the sidelight
Yeah,
from there.
Pierce is suddenly taking the lead in this game after being actually quite a bit behind.
Goes in for the sider.
He's
physeK
looking-
tosses the hammer aside, holds on to the hammer himself, but physeK probably feeling a little bit shaken after being able to lose that stock. Pierce tries again with the sidelight. Neither one is really connected, but physeK's been staying above the air the entire time. He's getting hammer throws, but he's not getting follow-up, and physeK's actually behind on damage. Downer connects, weapon toss goes up, and a side sig read.
The side sig read's so good.
It's really good considering that physeK couldn't go up because of the lance. He had to go through Roland or in front of him, and because he chose a direction to dodge, the side sig connects, and Pierce waits out that down sig, hits it with the side air, and physeK's forced below the stage, goes for the dive, that downer to go beneath the stage. He doesn't want to get hit by a
Both
downer.
players looking for
physeK
downers on each other.
Ooh.
physeK isn't dead. No, don't worry.
Makes it back, really scaring
yet.
me, but he's got all of his jumps in hand.
He really wants to find a gimp on Aiden, but Aiden's just refusing to go down there. He's refusing to play the game. He's just playing the get-up game instead.
Pierce has an opportunity to
Perfectly
win this
reasonable.
match as long as he plays slowly, and physeK, ooh, taking the Pugsy strategy on the side of the stage. Goes for that GC faceball.
Yes, I want that to be the name for this.
And Pierce, wow, actually hits him with that down air and gets...
The down sig will finish it off. Great
Gosh.
stuff.